Hello, it's Wendy from So Let's Sew. Thanks for joining me today. It's just a follow-up to the Say It with Quilted Skinnies that I did the other day. I was working on the balloon one and I sort of explained how easy it would be without the pattern for you to recreate this. I just thought I'd let you know what I did when I started to quilt it. With the red balloon, because it's quite big and it's quite a bright colour, it was looking a bit, whoa. So I got myself a heat erasable pen and I just drew some lines on it, sort of bending towards the shape of the balloon, and I quilted over them. And I'm really pleased with how that came out. It was just freehand, you know, not measuring or anything. I quilted all the little pieces of bunting and all the trims. I went round all the letters, again with another zigzag. It gives it sort of texture. I did, if you can see, this widdly stitch. I think it's called a serpentine stitch, but don't quote me, on the clouds, which kind of makes it look like they're moving, I think. I sewed the bobble trim on, which I think I'm regretting, because at the ends it's come undone. And I don't know whether to undo them all and just have it all fluffy, or just leave as is. I did a binding. I did a 2.5 inch binding in this lovely spot on in sort of olive green. And when I'd finished it, I thought, well, that's great, but what do you do with it now? Do you hang it? So I stitched a little piece of ribbon, and I thought I'd do a test, and I just hung it on the wall to see what would happen. And it started to billow and bend and move, and it really didn't look very nice. So I racked my brains and I've come up with what I think is quite a good solution. I went onto Amazon and got, I think it was a pack of 20 12-inch, 1/4 inch in diameter balsa wood poles. I think it was about £6 or £7. It really wasn't that expensive. And I thought, right, what you need to do then is make a channel for the pole to go through. So I had some bias binding, and I thought, well, that would be perfect for that. So I stitched it on, obviously thread the pole through, and initially I was just tying the ribbon round each end. And then my husband, said, why don't I drill a little hole 1 inch in from either side, and then you can thread the ribbon through and just knot it. Oops, there we go, like that. Which is what I did. And I'm really pleased with the result. They hang beautifully now. The only thing with this one, because I'd already quilted it, I had to do the binding, the pole holder, if you like, retrospectively, which means you can see the row of stitching. I mean, obviously, if I do it again, I will do it before I do, you know, I'll put it on the backing before I start doing any sewing and before it's even attached. But I just thought that's a useful idea, because sometimes you make these things and you think, well, it's very nice, but what do I do with it? Well, now, and if you want to send it in the post as a gift, you can just roll it up round the pole and then it won't get too creased. So I'm really pleased with that, because it's been worrying me with all the skinnies that I've made. I was going to show you how to do it, but really it is just stitching a piece of binding on. I'm going to do the seaside one next, but again I'm going to have to do it retrospectively. But you know, it is what it is. I started on another quilted skinny, and this would be one for a nursery, I would think. If I get the book and show you, I mean, this is another one where you really don't need the pattern. That's the picture in the book, okay, and that's my version of it. So what I've done is I've done 3 clouds, one there, one there, one there, and the stars are supposedly hanging from the clouds. If you see in the picture in the book, you can see it. It's very, there you go. You see how they're hanging and they've done just like a little bow. I think what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to use my stretch stitch, you know, the one that repeats itself, and I'm going to do the lines down to the stars. And then I've got some pre-made bows which I might stitch on, but I just thought that this one would be really easy to do yourself, because, you know, the only thing you need to worry about is the actual words, where you could probably freehand draw them. And I just thought that'd be really nice. Oh, it's upside down. Sorry. I thought it'd be really nice for nursery. My half moon, I didn't do it in yellow because I thought, well, that not the sun. But what I did have is some sparkly fabric. See, that's really pretty. So I did my moon in that. And that's just as far as I've got at the moment. But I'll carry on and I'll let you know how it turns out. Just a quick one today. Thank you for watching. Take care in this lockdown, and I'll see you soon.